Welcome back. Let's not waste any time. Decade and a half in the NFL, a Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl ring as well. He's my friend and makes me smarter. Trent Dilfer via the Coward Global Satellite Network. All right, let's talk about Tom Brady on the road. I mean, he brought in his pitching coach, his throwing coach, Tom House, apparently in his bye week. I thought the last 2 weeks the guy was as accurate as I've ever seen him. That throw to his fullback, Devlin, it's a lot harder than you think it is. What did you make of his performance yesterday, Trent?
I mean, it was a typical great Tom Brady performance. It was a clinic he put on, especially at the cold weather. I don't think people talk enough about a California kid going to play at the University of Michigan and now the New England Patriots, playing literally hundreds of games in brutally cold weather, and the ability to pierce the ball in those conditions through the wind. I thought Tony did a great job of explaining how hard those conditions are, especially going in certain directions on the field and how it affects throws. The whole Tom House thing doesn't surprise me. I've known Tom Brady and Tom House forever, and I know their dedication to the craft. I do think it's funny that we still have archaic humans out there saying, well, throwing mechanics don't matter, and it's just a matter of making plays and all that stuff. I mean, quarterbacking is a craft. Tom really was the pioneer of making quarterback training mainstream. Most quarterbacks, both in the pros and the college level, now have personal quarterback coaches for this exact reason. I think it's a testament to always trying to get better, and that's Tom Brady's mantra. Is he's already the GOAT, and he still is trying to find that extra 1% anytime he can to step not only on the Chiefs' throats, but everybody that's ever played football's throats. That's his mentality, and that's why I love him so much.
How about Mahomes? What about him?
You know, I thought Patrick was a victim of having to watch the game in the first half, and that's really hard to do, especially in those conditions. It's cold, it's bitter, you get stiff on the sidelines. I thought the Patriots getting the ball first and having another one of these epic, methodical drives is genius because it keeps that other team sitting over there, not just watching it happen, but their bodies stiffen up, and you end up playing slower when you don't have that momentum from pregame. I think people forget that you go through a 50-minute pregame and you get your body primed to play. The NFL does a nice job of not making you wait too long from the end of pregame to the kickoff. But yet, when you don't get the ball first and you're on the sidelines for an 8-minute drive, that's like 30 minutes, and that's 30 minutes on top of the 20 minutes that you had to wait beforehand. So you've gone 50 minutes from the time that you've really warmed up and primed yourself physically and mentally to play to your first series out on the football field. So I thought he was a little bit of a victim to that. I thought he was great in the second half. I thought he is what we're going to see for the next 10, 15 years. Once in a generation type talent, creatively, incredibly intuitive, a guy that has no quit in him, a guy that can make something out of nothing. I know we're showing some of the bad stuff early on, but I thought the second half he was phenomenal.
Yeah, got into a rhythm. Let's go to the NFC. I said when Jared Goff came out of college, I said his low end is Matt Ryan, his high end is Brady. And I actually think I've seen a lot of Brady. And people are like, oh, give me a break. But I'm like, I think you're forgetting what Brady was his first 2 years in the league. You saw Jared Goff out of high school or in high school, didn't you?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. And when he was in high school at the Elite 11, we as a staff really made a lot of Brady comparables to him. A guy that has tremendous competitive fire, guy has great mental toughness, is very precise in the intermediate type throws, the piercing type throws, is a commanding leader. But most importantly, that grit that he has. And that's something that not everybody understands. They don't get it, and they may think it's esoteric, but it's probably the most important part of playing quarterback. And I think he represented all of that yesterday. Overcoming what they overcame early and weathering the storm takes incredible resilience, incredible mental toughness. What their challenges were with communication and having no flow offensively and giving the Saints short fields, it had been really easy. And most people would have sat over there on the sideline and said, oh, here we go again. You know, we're on the road. We didn't start fast. We didn't execute our game plan. This isn't going to be our day. Instead, they chose to make it their day. And that's kind of who Jared Goff is. He's had a lot of doubters, both in high school. He was too skinny, wasn't strong enough. Only Cal recruited him. And then he's busted his first year at the Rams. And he has not flinched through any of that. Very much like Tom Brady. And then you see the physical traits. Obviously, they have the same stature, same type of arm talent. Same type of precision in their game. I think it's a great comparable. And if I think you want to be compared to somebody, I'd want to be compared to Tom Brady.
I don't think Drew Brees has played well in a month. What did you see?
No, I didn't think he played very well yesterday. Now, again, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever played the game. So we're not making an indictment on him, the player, just on how he played yesterday. He threw the short stuff well. He made good decisions in the short intermediate stuff. He really capitalized on the linebacker, running back matchups, which were in his favor. But when the Rams adjusted and started playing more zone and took away those tight end running back matchups on linebackers and forced him to throw the ball into the zones, he wasn't very good. He missed some big third down opportunities. He missed the gimme touchdown to Thomas that ended up becoming a field goal. He throws the interception. People are going to say, well, what about the gin play? The gin play, he gets tricked on coverage. That ball should be picked 50% of the time. And when that left his hand, I guarantee you he thought it was picked because he got fooled on the coverage, and safety makes a terrible play. Ginn makes a play, gets him down there. I did not think Drew played his best football. I also didn't think they adjusted as well as the Rams. I think this, at the end of the day, I think this was the biggest thing that happened in the Rams-Saints game, that Sean McVay and the Rams offensively, and it was because their defense kept them in it, but offensively they made adjustments. They went away from their game plan and went into a go play calling mode. I mean, you have go plays you don't need to communicate the line of scrimmage. You're not going to audible. You're not going to make any adjustments. You're basically going to snap the ball and go against whatever look is there and play at a high tempo. The Rams went to that with the run game and with the run action movement game. And that's what got them back into the game because they were able to make the adjustment. The Saints didn't make as good as adjustments. They were expecting a heavy dose of man, a heavy dose of 5-man pressure, one-on-one coverage, and they dominated against those looks. But when Wade Phillips, for one of the first times I've seen in Wade Phillips' career, adjusted and started playing softer passive zones and really add a character for what they do as a football team, the Saints weren't able to adjust their play calling or their execution at the same level the Rams were when the Rams had to make adjustments.
Finally, I like overtime in the NFL because I don't want my players exhausted or hurt. And statistically, the longer you play, the more tired you are, the more you get hurt. I like overtime because it creates urgency. Do you like NFL overtime?
I love it. I think it creates urgency and it puts a premium on execution within urgent moments. And you see most often the better team, the team that has a higher level of sophistication, a higher level of intellect, a higher level of poise win these overtime games, especially the one drive overtime games. And anybody that's whining about Kansas City not getting a chance, then what you missed was the level of excellence that the Patriots displayed in that drive. Look at drive percentage, touchdown percentage on drives in the NFL. You don't get a touchdown on a high majority of your drives. So to be able to get it when you have one opportunity to do it emphasizes excellence. And that's what overtime should do. It shouldn't be fair. It should emphasize excellence. It should put you in a position to where if you are excellent, you have a chance to drop the mic and walk off. And that's what the Patriots did. And that's what any team that gets the ball first does. If you are that good, if you are that excellent, if you are that precise, if you're that poised, if you can handle that type of pressure, that's what greatness is about in sports, and that's what the Patriots did.
Always one of my favorite segments of the week, Trent Dilfer, a decade and a half. Nobody breaks it down as well, and yet he simplifies it, so I always feel smarter. My friend, congrats on your new gig. We'll talk about that at a later date, and keep doing what you do, buddy.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love having Trent on. I just get smarter. You know, Trent's feeling on overtime is mine, and I cannot believe. I understand fans are emotional. Media people, it's not designed to look like regulation. You want it over with fast. And so they flip a coin and they're like, all right, whoever gets it, be aggressive. That's what overtime is built to be. Hyper aggressive. Reward the fans who have been there 4 hours. Get the players out of a stadium. Don't get more guys hurt. The longer players play when they're tired, the statistics are overwhelmingly telling you more players get hurt. You play another quarter, Kansas City wins and loses 4 starters because they're now in their 5th quarter. All right, we got to get out of here. 3rd hour coming up with Josh Norman. Dollar Shave Club. Products delivered right to your door. DollarShaveClub.com/Colin for a special offer. Handsome discount. More you buy, more you save. Hour 3 next.